Welcome to The Bottom Line Up Front, the podcast that cuts through the noise to deliver distilled insights from today's most important technical webinars, presentations, and demonstrations. Designed for federal and military IT leaders, each episode breaks down complex technologies into mission-ready takeaways so you get the key points fast. Whether it's cybersecurity, cloud architecture, or emerging defense technologies, we highlight what matters most and how trusted integrators like ATPGov can help implement and operationalize these solutions across your agency or command. No fluff, no filler, just the bottom line up front. Today's episode is all about AI as an indirect threat to operational technology. Not the Hollywood version of Skynet, but the subtle, accidental, and increasingly automated ways AI is already creating risk inside of federal and military networks. We'll return to the world of OT security in a recent industry webinar from Blastwave focused on AI-enabled threats and what actually works right now, not 5 years from now, to protect mission-critical systems.
For anyone who understands security products at all, should scare the you-know-what out of you. It used to be AI was really good at if someone found a 0-day and even put out a description of it, they could figure out how to exploit that. In fact, there was a study a while back which showed that if you fed ChatGPT the description of an exploit that was in a CVE notification, within 10 minutes, it could figure out how to exploit that and actually coded it and figured it out. So now it's not just taking advantage of ones that are known or discovered, it can create its own and find them. So patch and pray is no longer going to work.
As discussed previously, AI isn't just an IT problem. AI is being weaponized against OT and federal infrastructure, mostly without human operators, while defensive AI is still playing catch-up.
So it basically, that is no longer acceptable to expect a human to be the one to fix this. So we don't need to react faster. We want to make the attack impossible or at least hard to start. And we'll talk about kind of that in a bit as well.
This isn't theoretical. The technology curve is currently upside down because offensive AI is fast, automated, and already in use, and defensive AI is promising but not operationally mature for OT environments. Moreover, humans simply cannot react fast enough to machine speed attacks. And for federal and military audiences, this directly impacts mission assurance, continuity of operations, and national critical infrastructure protection.
OT operators are today not ready at all to allow automated responses. So it doesn't know if I change the settings of the PLC or I turn it off, it's going to make a reactor blow or a water pipe open and flood the dam, essentially. But the gap between that 200 millisecond machine speed attack and 20 minutes for the system to detect a problem, alert the human to try and process if it's a problem, ask about the settings, figure out what they're doing. In 20 minutes, all your data is gone. They could have turned off all the systems. So basically, that is no longer acceptable to expect a human to be the one to fix this. So
what makes AI so different this time? Most security leaders focus on phishing, deepfakes, and malware generation. Those are real, but not the most dangerous part. The real risk is indirect AI exposure, which includes accidental AI misuse. That's the uploading of network diagrams into AI tools, asking AI to generate automation scripts or PLC configs, and using AI-powered browsers or agents to elevate permissions. What that means for you now is that your asset inventory's network topology and operating procedures exist outside of your control.
Anyone that has used AI even a little bit has seen a hallucination in terms of, okay, the answer to this question is X, and that no, the Earth is not flat. But the AI, for whatever reason, either it doesn't know the answer, it looked to the wrong site and gave it authority for the wrong reason, and someone tweaked it and caused an issue, or it doesn't know the answer and just doesn't want to let you down, which is what they found some of these AIs will do. Ask it, for example, what's a safe procedure for updating a PLC, and it says 5, and you you put 5 in, and suddenly it turns off the safety system or exceeds the safety parameter. So hallucination is something that we should be aware of.
Additionally, AI hallucination and automation, as we know, confidently provides wrong answers and automates actions without understanding physical consequences. But in OT terms, that means the wrong PLC settings, incorrect safety thresholds, and automated click on shutdown procedures. That's not a cyber incident, that's a real-world impact event. So let's address why OT and AI is the perfect storm. OT environments already struggle with legacy systems, flat networks, and long human response times. Now, combine that with AI driven attacks that perform reconnaissance in milliseconds, move laterally without credentials, and mutate to evade signature based detections, means that alerting that once relied on humans is exponentially slower, and the fight is already lost. Because detection takes minutes, triage takes even longer, and response intervals involve manual validation.
Real examples of what I'm talking about have already hit the real world. And the cloud-powered attack that came out a while back, essentially a human operator provided a target to the Claude system and pointed a target. It gathered the data with reconnaissance, conducted vulnerability scan of the systems, went out and harvested credentials, exploited these vulnerabilities, laterally moved within the network, exfiltrated data, and essentially presented to the human operator, here you go, here's all the information, all the data, here's the vulnerabilities, tell me what you want me to do and set the ransom. And so essentially the human didn't have to get involved until the attack was essentially done.
So when you look back at an incident, AI-powered attackers have already finished the job before you realize it. But there's a bigger misconception that defensive AI will save us in the future. Yes, defensive AI will matter eventually, but today it's incomplete, it's immature for operational technology, and it still relies on detection and response. Detection-only models fail because AI attacks adapt faster than signatures do, malware rewrites itself, and behavior shifts to bypass controls. So the real question becomes, how do you make attacks harder to start in the first place? Blastwave's webinar returned us to fundamentals that do scale against AI. The first being, assume that there's a breach. This isn't pessimism, it's realism. You have to plan as if credentials will be stolen, a user will click the wrong thing, and an AI agent will behave unexpectedly. But we do have to eliminate the ability for discovery. If attackers, human or AI, can't find the network, that means reconnaissance fails, automation breaks, and drive-by attacks just move on. We also have to kill lateral movement. Most real-world OT incidents start in IT and move laterally into OT networks. And if that path doesn't exist, then the attack completely collapses. And remember, we need to include human-in-the-loop authentication. AI can steal credentials, but it cannot physically authenticate, complete out-of-band validation, or pass device-bound access checks. And for federal and military environments, this isn't just about cybersecurity. This is about mission readiness, critical infrastructure resilience, operational safety, and zero trust applied to real systems. Because the gap exists in the execution of these systems. And standards and frameworks already exist to help us get there. And that's where Blastwave comes into the conversation, not as a vendor pitch, but as a force multiplier. Blastwave's products translate zero trust from policy to the plant floor. They integrate modern access, segmentation, and visibility without disrupting operations. Blastwave also helps agencies and commands reduce attack surfaces, close IT to OT fast lanes, and implement human-centric controls that AI can't bypass. We've seen Blastwave help organizations move from we know what the problem is to this is how we operationalize the fix. And that distinction matters. Because AI isn't coming, it's already here. It's already automated, and it's already being used against operational environments. So what's the bottom line up front? The organizations that win won't try to out AI the attacker. They'll design systems that don't give them room to operate. Because AI isn't just an external attacker, it's already inside your workflows. OT security models that rely on detection and response alone cannot keep up with AI-enabled threats. And using tools like Blastwave that make networks hard to find, hard to access, and hard to move laterally between breaks AI automation completely. While human-in-the-loop zero trust controls remain one of the few things AI cannot bypass. And finally, integration matters more than the products, and that's where Blastwave adds strategic value. So if you want to dig deeper into this topic or understand how the partnership between Blastwave and ATPGov helps agencies operationalize zero trust for OT and mission systems, reach out or check the follow-on article on our website for more details. Be sure to reach out to ATPGov today at www.atpgov.com or email info@atpgov.com or check us out on social media on LinkedIn. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe to The Bottom Line up front wherever you get your podcasts, and stay tuned for more distilled insights from the front lines of tech and national security. So until next time, stay secure, stay mission ready.